my dear treasure, let's gather close by the window as the twilight paints the sky with soft hues. Sip on that warm cider you love, or maybe savor a slice of that apple cake we baked last week while the world outside slows to a whisper. Have you ever felt those days when your energy slips away, like little habits are quietly sapping your strength? Perhaps when you're rushing to finish a task or fretting over things you can't change? I used to think it was just the natural rhythm of growing older, but one serene evening, as I watched the stars peek out over my garden, a gentle realization dawned. Some things were stealing my peace more than I'd admitted. Back in my lively years, I'd dart from one duty to the next, convinced I had to keep every wheel turning. But now, at 73, I've learned the art of letting go. My wise old friend dropped by the other day, and as we shared a laugh by the hearth, she whispered how liberating it can be to release what wears us down. Why not journey with me, love? Let's uncover what we can set aside to reclaim that joyful lightness. And you know what else warms my heart when I think about it? Letting go of the endless effort to please every soul around us. I remember those mornings when I'd rise early to knit scarves for the whole family, my fingers cramping from the pace, believing it was my role to bring smiles to every face. But one crisp afternoon, as I slumped into my rocking chair, my daughter knelt beside me and said, "Mama, save some love for yourself." So I started crafting just one scarf for me, and oh, the relief was like a gentle rain after a drought. So many of us keep pouring out, thinking it's our gift, but it leaves us weary. Maybe today, dear, you could turn down one favor and feel that weight ease. Comment below if you felt this strain. It might comfort us to share our stories. I once said no to a big baking day and instead sat with a book, and the freedom was a surprise I still cherish. Another thing that comes to mind when I look back, stopping the tireless push to keep every room flawless. I used to scrub the counters until they sparkled, my back protesting with every stroke, dreaming of a home that looked like a showroom. But one golden morning, as I watched a sparrow perch on my cluttered sill, I wondered, who's counting the smudges? My grandson ran in, grinning. "Granny? It's our cozy nest." Now I dust when the spirit moves me, and the tranquility is like a soft melody drifting through. We often wear ourselves out chasing perfection, and it drains our days. Try this, love. Leave a dish unwashed for a bit, and see how it frees your soul. Let me know in the comments if it brings you a quiet joy. I left the laundry basket one day, and the extra hour with my knitting felt like a gift. I've also come to realize something over the years, that we can stop agonizing over every sign of age on our skin. I spent countless evenings applying creams, fretting over each line. But one bright day, as I traced my face in the mirror with the sun streaming in, I chose to embrace them. A neighbor stopped by and said, "Your wisdom shows." And oh, the lightness was like shedding a burdensome cloak. So many of us fight time's marks, and it tires us deeply. Why not try it, dear? Let those lines tell your story and feel that energy return. Share your journey below if you've made peace with it. I stopped the creams, and the money saved bought me a pretty hat, which felt like a celebration. There's something else I've noticed over the years. The exhaustion from rushing to every social gathering. I used to flit from one tea party to the next, talking until my voice faded. But one chilly evening, after a long visit, I felt like a drooping daisy. My friend suggested a night with just my thoughts, and it was like a warm blanket on a cold night. We often fill our days to belong, and it saps our vigor. Next time, love, pick one event to skip and relish that stillness. Does it restore you? Let me know. I stayed home once, and the silence with my cat was a balm I didn't expect. One more little thing that's dear to my heart, releasing the heavy load of old resentments we've held onto. I carried a quiet grudge against my sister over a forgotten promise for years, and it sat like a lump of coal in my spirit. One misty morning, we sat with our tea, and oh, the forgiveness was like a sunrise breaking through. So many let past hurts drain their energy. Try this, dear. Reach out with a kind word and feel that burden lift. Comment if this stirs your heart. We baked together after, and the laughter healed more than I knew. And you know what else comes to mind? Stopping the habit of putting others' meals before our own. I used to save the ripest berries for my grandchildren, leaving myself with the bruised ones. But one afternoon, as I picked at a stale bite, I felt weak. Now I take my share first, and it's like kindling a gentle flame. We often neglect our hunger, and it wears us thin. Start today, love. Fill your plate with goodness and see the difference. Share your nourishing trick below. I started with a juicy peach, and the taste was a reminder of self-love. I've also come to realize something over the years, that we can stop forcing ourselves through pain as if it's a triumph. I'd weed the garden with a throbbing knee, pushing through. But one summer day, it grounded me to rest, and oh, the recovery was like a sweet lullaby. So many ignore their body's cries, and it drains their spirit. Listen to yourself, dear. Pause when it hurts, and feel that healing. Let me know how it feels. I rested with a book, and the story carried me away from the ache. There's something else I've noticed over the years, the weariness from measuring our lives against others. I'd gaze at a friend's blooming roses and feel my wild patch was less. But one evening, as I pruned my own, I saw their rugged beauty. Letting go was like opening a window to a fresh breeze. We often compare, and it exhausts us. Try this, love. Honor your unique garden and feel that lift. Drop a note if you've stopped this race. I planted my favorites after, and they thrived in their own way. And you know what else warms my soul? Releasing the tight grip on controlling every moment. I used to map out my days down to the minute, but one foggy afternoon I let it unfold. And oh, the ease was like drifting on a calm lake. So many cling to order, and it tires them out. Let go a little today, dear, and enjoy that flow. Share your carefree moment below. I wandered the yard that day and found a hidden bloom I'd missed. There's something else I've noticed over the years, the drain of overpacking our schedules with chores. I used to wash every curtain weekly, my arms aching, thinking it kept the house alive. But one rainy day, I skipped it, and the world didn't end. My daughter laughed and said, "Mom, they're fine, Dusty." Now I clean when it feels right, and it's like a gentle wave of peace. We often overload ourselves, and it saps our joy. Try this, love. Delay one task, and feel that breath. Let me know if it helps. I skipped the rugs once and danced to music instead. And you know what else comes to mind? Stopping the worry over things we can't change. I'd lie awake fretting about the weather for my garden, but one starry night, I let it be. And oh, the sleep was like a soft cradle. So many lose rest to what's beyond us. Trust a little, dear, and see that calm. Comment if this eases your mind. I woke to a rainbow, and it felt like a gift. I've also come to realize something over the years, that we can stop rushing our quiet moments. I used to hurry through my morning tea, but one golden day I lingered, and oh, it was like a warm embrace. So many skip stillness, and it drains their peace. Savor a slow sip today, love, and feel that rest. Share your slow moment below. I watched the birds that morning, and it was pure joy. There's something else I've noticed over the years, the tiredness from holding on to clutter. I kept old jars for years, my shelves groaning, but one sunny afternoon, I cleared them, and oh, the space was like a fresh start. We often hoard, and it weighs us down. Try this, dear. Let one item go, and feel that lightness. Let me know how it feels. I found a letter in one jar, and it brought tears of happiness. And you know what else warms my heart? Releasing the need to prove our worth. I'd cook elaborate meals to impress, my energy fading, but one simple supper, my family cheered, and oh, it was enough. So many strive to show, and it exhausts us. Be enough as you are, love, and see that joy. Drop a note if you've stopped proving. I served bread and cheese, and the love was all they needed. So, my sweet darling, can you feel how much brighter our days can be by letting these draining habits drift away? You're a radiant soul at 70, brimming with wisdom and love, and you deserve a life that wraps you in softness like a summer breeze. Why not choose one thing to release today? Maybe skip a chore, rest your heart, forgive a memory, or savor a quiet moment and step into that light. I'd love to hear how it lifts your spirit, so share it in the comments when you can. If this warmed your soul, give it a like, leave a comment, and hit that bell for our next chat. You're worth every tender moment, so begin now, love.